And welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Alison Maloni. From listening to the boss to being the boss, millions of Americans are quitting their jobs. In 2021, many left to pursue their passions and find ways to work with more freedom, like Daniel Barousse, who's joining us to share his unique story. Daniel, welcome to Wake Up America.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yeah, no, great to have you. We're also joined by business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson and Carl and Taz. We have the whole crew here because your story is so inspirational and important. We all wanted to talk to you. Daniel, you take skateboards and recycle them into gorgeous pieces of art. What were you doing before this and how did it all start?
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. So before I did this, I worked as a sales rep for a long time for an action sports company. And then I was a director of sales for an apparel company. And like one of your employees reached out and he asked if I left corporate America. And I was like, well, kind of, although my job really wasn't corporate. It was a really fun job. But at the end of the day, I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't like losing track of time every day. So whenever a while back, I built a van and ended up like living in a van for a year and kind of doing the like van life. And whenever I built that out, I fell in love with woodworking. I like found myself every day, like just losing track of time. So I kind of wanted to do something that echoed that every day. And in a weird, just like the way I live my life, like it kind of came to be. The company I was working for sold and like everybody got laid off, including myself. And I had job offers on the table and I was talking with companies.
Yeah. Daniel, and by the way, I really love the sort of that barometer for whether or not you're doing what you should be doing, that whether or not you lose track of time doing it.
That was it for me.
But Daniel, what was the response like from your friends and your family when you said you wanted to go in this really totally different direction?
At first, like my parents were just they're such great parents. So they were just like, what? You have a great job. And I was like, I know, but like I don't find myself daydreaming about this every day. So, but they were supportive. It's just like initially, just like any great parents, when you're just like walking away from something that's already a success and doing something that's just like essentially throwing your whole life up in the air to chase a dream. They were a little nervous for sure, but they have definitely been supportive, and like my closest friends have been super supportive, and it's been a journey for sure. It's been like, so many challenges, but every day I lose track of time. Like every day I forget to look at my phone, and I feel like, there's not enough hours in the day, and it's great.
Hey,
Daniel,
Seth,
I got a quick question for you. So one of these days when you write your book, I'm going to want to learn how you did woodworking in a van, right? That's got to be a chapter. But nonetheless, walk us through maybe your biggest challenges when you did this, because I know a lot of people, because of the pandemic, they were thinking about going out, starting their job, maybe becoming entrepreneurs. What was the biggest challenge you faced?
Man, there's a lot of them. I had a lot of life just kept hitting me in the midst of all of this. But I think just like with my business, one of the biggest challenges was like just learning on the fly. Like the client would reach out and they'd be like, hey, I want to get X, Y, Z. And because I've only been doing this for 4 years, like I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then I would just have to learn it on the fly. So like, everything was like the first time for me. And, because I was doing it like all in, like I didn't do this on the side of work. Yeah. Like this was my profession from like, as soon as go ahead.
So Dan, I'm a woodworker myself. I don't do it for a living. I do it for my personal therapy and stuff like that. However,
that's awesome.
I got a question for you. So there's a lot of folks out there, do you have kids? You don't have kids, do you?
No kids. I have a little kitten. That's my kid.
All right. So what do you like? There's a lot of people like, your story is exceptional and it is highly unique. But what do you say to like half the country who may have a kid or 2 kids or 10 kids or whatever that might say, I don't have the flexibility to just say, okay, like a lot of people just suck up their life, sit at the desk, make the money so they can provide for their family so their kids get to do that and everything. What do you say to someone like that who doesn't have the option to quit and live in a van and pursue actually what they really want to do like you did?
I'll just say I'll just say this, because everybody's situational, everyone's situation is completely different. But for me, it's like my number one fear since I was a young kid was to wake up at 60 and feel like I didn't live enough. Like that's been my number one fear. So like I've always tried to just do whatever I can. And a lot of the things I've done have been like, quite frankly, kind of scary, but it's like that pull. It's like I'm listening to something. It's not like, all that stuff goes on in my head, but when you feel that pull and it's kind of scary, that's probably what you should do.
Now, that's how Tom feels about sitting next to me in the morning. He's like, I don't want to be 60
Rightfully
still sitting
so.
next to Carl.
I'd sit next to you. That's all right.
Not that you're 60.
That's to getting one more question.
Yeah, listen, Daniel, I just want to learn more about where can people find more about you and your work and maybe engage you.
You can, I'm really active on Instagram. My helper, my right-hand man, he just like runs my TikTok or whatever. But like Instagram's the easiest way, or Facebook to reach out. And I try to be really diligent about getting back with everybody, even if I know there's not like business coming. I just try to sometimes people just have questions, and I'm really happy to talk about this because I'm like super nerdy about it. Like I absolutely love this. So like anybody who wants to talk about this, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's talk about this. This is super fun to me.
That's great. We love your story and your passion. And see, guys, TikTok, I'm telling you, every business needs to be on TikTok.
I fought it for so long, and I was like, I know I needed to do
Daniel
it.
Barousse, thank you so much for taking your time to share your story with us. Thank you. And we'll be right back after the break.
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.